Coming up on Hoosier Sports Night, Indiana track and field crowns an individual Big Ten champion.
And men's swimming dominates their Big Ten championship to make it 5 straight. This is Hoosier Sports Night.
Hello and welcome to Hoosier Sports Night. I'm Rob Frangione.
And I'm Tommy Fox.
Tommy, you know they're calling this the Bob and Tom Show?
Yeah, I wonder who came up with that. But on Sunday, it was the Kohler and Fears Show. After blowout losses to Purdue, Illinois, Northwestern, and a home dud against Michigan State, men's basketball turned things around by taking down Minnesota to stay a contender for tournament play. Our Josie Broyles has the story.
Indiana fought, but number 13 Michigan State made the plays late in a 77-64 loss at Assembly Hall. The Spartans shot 50% from 3 and grabbed 9 offensive rebounds in the second half, second chances that had costly effects for the Hoosiers.
They got 9 offensive rebounds in the second half, which were just just killers for us because we had opportunities there where we got it to right where 2-possession game and get a stop and get the ball, get in transition, get the crowd into it. And it seemed like they just came up with all the loose balls, all the big plays in those situations.
Lamar Wilkerson tried to will Indiana back, scoring 19 of his 29 shots in the second half.
Just trying to claw back in the game, man. Just doing whatever it took to give us a chance at winning. And my teammates, coaches, they helped me get it going. And then it's one of them things, man. Like all that, but you came up short.
Tucker DeVries added 20 points, and the two combined for 26 of Indiana's 27 second-half points.
There's times that you go out there and, you lay it all out there, and it's just not enough some nights. I thought tonight was a little more on that side than the last previous, losses. I think there's still a lot to learn from.
Despite the loss, Coach DeVries complimented the team's ability to read the game well and communicate with each other on the court. He also shares that when this team experiences a rough stretch, they're able to bounce back and not stay defeated. With 2 regular season games left, including senior night against Minnesota, Indiana now turns its focus to finishing strong and building momentum before the Big Ten tournament. With IUSTV Sports, this is Josie Broyles.
The Hoosiers wrap up a regular season on the road against Ohio State on Saturday.
Women's basketball had a chance to get into the Big Ten tournament with a win against Penn State. IUSTV sports reporter Grace Jeffer has more on what ensued.
To wrap up the regular season, Indiana women's basketball came out on top 93-59 against the Penn State Nittany Lions. So far in February, the Hoosiers have shown a confidence that they haven't yet all season. February has been a turning point for the Hoosiers. Indiana has won 6 of its last 8 games, including this dominant win over Penn State. From the opening quarter, IU set the tone, outscoring the Nittany Lions 31-8 in the first 10 minutes. By halftime, the Hoosiers built a 57-23 lead, putting the game well out of reach. Indiana capitalized on Penn State's mistakes, scoring 33 points off turnovers, more than half of the visitors' total. IU also turned physical play into points at the free throw line, knocking down 20 of 21 shots. 4 Hoosiers finished with double digits. Senior Shea Chesky led with 29 points and was just named first team All-Big Ten by the media and second team by the coaches.
When they do the national anthem, I always pray. As I was praying, I kind of just felt a little bit like just kind of how funny God is sometimes, or how ironic it is that I'm starting my career at Penn State when I was a freshman, and now I'm kind of so-called ending my career playing against them in Assembly Hall.
Maya Makalewski scored 15 points and was named to the Big Ten All-Freshman team. Nevaeh Caffey added 18, including a 3-pointer. Junior Lene Beaumont matched Caffey's 18 points, going a perfect 7 for 7 from the line and grabbing 7 rebounds. After an 0-10 conference start, Indiana has rewritten its narrative and is finishing the regular season with momentum. The win over Penn State secured the 13th seed for the Big Ten tournament.
I feel like we're a completely different team than we were earlier in the season. We could have laid down and quit when we were 0-10, and to see this group just come back and be resilient is amazing.
The Hoosiers will head to Indianapolis to Gainbridge Fieldhouse to face the Nebraska Cornhuskers at 3:30 on Wednesday. For IUSTV Sports, I'm Grace Jeffer.
The Hoosiers finished 6-2 in conference play, but beat Nebraska 72-69 after coming back 20 just a few hours ago in the first round of the Big Ten tournament.
This past weekend, IU's men's swim and dive team traveled to the University of Wisconsin and claimed their 5th consecutive Big Ten men's swimming and diving title. The Hoosiers dominated the championship, winning 10 titles, 27 records, and setting 4 meet records. Indiana's senior class won a Big Ten title in every season, winning the championship by over 300 points. Junior Dylan Smiley placed first in the 100 freestyle, setting a pool record. In the 50-yard freestyle, junior Mikkel Lee swam a 18:98, earning himself the Big Ten title. On the platform, senior Maxwell Wenrich placed third, earning a Big Ten bronze medal and becoming a zone qualifier for the NCAA alongside sophomore Joshua Sollenberger, who also qualified for the NCAA on the platform. In a few weeks, the men's swim and dive will head to Atlanta, Georgia to compete in the NCAA Swimming and Diving Championship.
Indiana track and field didn't have to travel too far for the indoor Big Ten championships. I have the recap on how the weekend went. After a season full of success, the anticipation was high for the Indiana Hoosiers as they competed in the Big Ten Indoor Track and Field Championships at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. The Hoosiers went scoreless on day 1, but day 2 saw scoring for the men and women. Freshman Josie Page took 6th in the high jump, and Nikolaos Sidorenios placed 6th in the weight throw. Both performances earned 3 points. The scoring broke open on day 3 when both Aaliyah Johnson and Traley Banks took 7th in their 60-meter dashes, bringing in 2 points each. But the statement success of the day came an hour later when Traley Banks placed 2nd in the men's 200, running a time of 20:37, a new personal best for him.
Man, I'm truly blessed, to be honest with you. This is my last indoor, so just went out with a bang, really. That was all God. None of that was me. None of that was me. All that was God.
That time shaved off 1/3 of a second from his previous best, which was also his own school record. In the women's 600, Veronica Hargrave initially placed 2nd, but was later crowned champion after Ohio State's Anaya Mosley was disqualified due to a lane violation. Her time of 1:27.51 was a personal best, school record, and facility record. Amelia Dodds also took 5th in the event, bringing 14 total points to the women from the 600. Camden Marshall and Andrew Mangum worked together throughout the men's 800 to place 5th and 6th respectively, adding 7 points to the men. To close the weekend was the 4x400 relays, and both teams set personal bests. The men's team took 8th to score 1 point, and the women's time of 3:36.95 set another school record to take 6th. Overall, 3 school records were set, and there were over 20 new personal bests for the Cream and Crimson. Now the Hoosiers will wait for conference championships around the country to conclude so they can see who will qualify for the Indoor National Championships at the University of Arkansas. For IUSTV Sports, I'm Rob Frangione. Indoor National Championships are on March 13th, and qualifications came out yesterday. Qualifiers for the men are Traley Banks in the 200 and Camden Marshall in the 800. Big Ten champion Veronica Hargrave will represent the women in the 800. For more updates, follow the track and field beat reporters.
Coming up after the break, we crown our Hoosier Highlight Athlete of the Week.
And we'll go over Indiana softball's dominant weekend in North Carolina. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Hoosier Sports Night.
Now joining us in the studio for this week's Hoosier Highlight is our very own Ashanti Snodgrass.
Thanks, Rob and Tommy. This week's Hoosier Highlight Athlete of the Week is Ellie Goings of the Indiana Hoosiers softball. Goings was a problem for opposing pitchers all weekend. The junior outfielder played a key role in Indiana's perfect 5-0 weekend at the Elon and UNC Greensboro tournament, helping the Hoosiers extend their win streak to 6 games. In Sunday's run rule victory over UNC Greensboro, Goings drove in 3 runs and provided consistent offense production throughout the weekend. Going, gone! The NC State transfer hit her 6th home run of the season on Sunday, contributing to an Indiana offense that outscored opponents 59-3. But it wasn't just the numbers. It was the energy, the timing, and the confidence she brought with every play, too. From handling high-pressure moments with poise to consistent performances at the plate, Goings has become a key piece in Indiana's 6-game win streak and the 16-4 start to the season. For IUSTV Sports, she is your Hoosier Highlight Athlete of the Week. Back to you guys at the desk.
This past weekend, the number 8 Indiana Hoosiers women's water polo team traveled across the country for the MPSF opener. Friday, the Hoosiers faced the number 2 UCLA Bruins and fell 17-8. Senior Louisa Downs led the effort with 2 goals and 3 assists. Goalie Jasmine Higgs recorded 8 saves in the match. Then, on Saturday, Indiana dropped a 16-6 match to the number 3 USC Trojans. Senior Nicole Tyner recorded a season-high 5 steals and added a team-high 2 assists. Freshman Adriana Kang and junior Nancy Baylor Sefcik all added goals. Hoosier Water Polo returns to non-conference action at the Aztec Invitational March 14th.
Indiana baseball headed to Bowling Green, Kentucky to take on the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers in a 4-game series. Friday's game started off scoreless through the first 3 innings, with the Hilltoppers breaking that streak in the 4th with a double that brought in graduate Kyle Hayes. In the 8th inning, another double hit by pitch and walk extended their lead to 4. Indiana's solo run was hit by sophomore infielder Cooper Malamazian to finish the game 4-1. The teams met back up again for a Saturday doubleheader, where Indiana took the first game 3-1. And Western Kentucky won the offensive battle of the second game 14-12. They matched up for the last time Sunday afternoon, where freshman Braden Ricketts hit 2 home runs to give Indiana the series-splitting win 7-3. The Hoosiers will return home this weekend for their first Big Ten series of the season against the Washington Huskies. They will start their matchup with a 5 p.m. game on Friday.
The Indiana softball team came out swinging at their last tournament before Big Ten play. The Hoosiers outscored their opponents 59-3 in 5 games, with Allie Van Brandt earning the honor of Big Ten Player of the Week. The Hoosiers dominated the weekend, winning 2 games against Charleston Southern, 1 against Elon, and a pair against UNC Greensboro. Indiana hit a total of 12 home runs in the weekend, coming from Van Brandt. The Hoosiers' defense was just as dominant as their offense, only recording 1 error in 5 games. Each of the wins this weekend came from a different starting pitcher. These wins take the Hoosiers to 16-4 on the season. They are back home in Bloomington this Friday at Andy Moore Field as they open Big Ten play against the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Follow along with our IUSTV beat reporters for updates.
The Indiana men's golf team participated in the Colleton River Collegiate in Bluffton, South Carolina, where they finished in last place. Their tournament was highlighted by junior Nick Pison's performance as he shot 2 under par to continue his successful season. Outside of Pison, the team struggled to stay consistent and hit the greens, causing their struggles to carry over throughout all 3 rounds. On top of that, 2 golfers shot plus 15 or over, and as a squad, they were 14 over par, leading to their 15th place finish. The Hoosiers will have a lot to improve on as they travel to Statesboro, Georgia to compete in the Schenkel Invitational on March 13th.
Now joining us with the week's Candy Stripe calendar report is Hoosier Sports Night editor Lily Newman.
Thanks, guys. Although it's been rainy in Bloomington these past few days, Indiana athletics never stops. Starting out right here in Bloomington, the men's tennis team takes on UCLA at home, and baseball plays Washington at Bart Kaufman Field in a 3-game series, with their first game starting at 5 p.m. on Friday. You can stream their series live on Big Ten+. Indiana softball is also making its home debut with a 3-game series against Minnesota here in Bloomington. Their series starts off on Friday at 6 p.m., which you can also stream on Big Ten+. On Saturday, men's basketball travels out to Columbus, Ohio to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes at 5:30 p.m. Being that their season is coming to a close, this could make or break the Hoosier spot in the Big Ten tournament looms next week. A poor showing and Indiana could show up on the wrong side of Selection Sunday. And finally, on Sunday, men's tennis takes on the USC Trojans right here in Bloomington. Like I said before, Hoosier sports go rain or shine. But until next time, back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Lily, and that's our show for the week. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at IUSTV Sports to keep up with all the latest in IU athletics. For our production crew behind us, I'm Tommy Fox.
And I'm Rob Frangione. We'll see you next week.